What's up, guys? How are you? I sounded so like a mom. I'm not a mom, but I sound like a mom sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but today was a very productive day for me at work. So for some reason I came home super energized, and I bet I will crash in about an hour and then we'll want to go to bed early. Pretty pumped that I had a very action-packed day today at work. Woo! But anyway, so I have a tag for you. Obviously, it's stated down below. This tag is called the Totally Didn't book tag. So all these questions are totally didn't need this and totally didn't need that. I don't know if I could be more white for you. I was tagged by G at Book Roast. I love her. She tagged me, and I'm very behind on my tags. I know this. So let's just do this. Number one, totally didn't need to have a sequel. I think I have two for this, and I mean, a lot of these I'm gonna feel really mean, but totally didn't need to have a sequel. Sequel is The School for Good and Evil by Soman Shinani. Loved this first one, and I finished the second one, and I could care less, and I know that there's a third one, but I have not really wanted to go reach for it. But if this one was a little longer and we had some, but man, this first one was so good. I wouldn't say it doesn't need a sequel, this first one was so good. And then the second one would kind of be Hunger Games, because the first one had me enthralled. The second one, I was wondering, if you haven't read Hunger Games by now, this is a spoiler alert. I just didn't understand why the second one we had to go back. Like, that felt really weird to me, but there were so many cool imagery things in the second one that maybe we could have put in the first one. And then the third one, I don't know what. I don't remember really caring about the third one, but if, you know, just make it longer. And it just it just needed like one, or I don't know what that is. What are you doing, face? My freckles are starting to come out, and this one has like a little constellation going on. Number two, totally didn't need to have more than one point of view. I don't mind multiple point of views in books, only if it makes sense, and you know how much I love A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I didn't bring the book out, but you know what it looks like, people. I loved Kel's point of view, and I don't know how beneficial it was to have Lila's point of view. I like Lila, and having some backstory on her was nice, but I really, in this circumstance, I don't know if it really affected the story having her point of view. That's what I'll say for that question. Number three, totally didn't have to change the cover art through the middle of the series, and I personally haven't really experienced that. My woes are more hardcover and paperback, because I love paperback, but then I read a lot of new releases, so I mean, I have to get the hardback, and then if I have the paperback and then I get the second one that's a hardback, that's like my overall conundrum. Like, I just wish the paperback and hardback would sell together. I don't know, it's a constant conundrum, but now I think I've just accepted hardcovers in my life and just learning to love them. I mean, if you have a trilogy and one's paperback and the rest are hardcover, it just throws it all off. So that's how I feel. Number four, totally didn't need a love triangle. There's a lot of books that don't need a love triangle. If it's done well, I don't mind. It's just that same bad boy, good boy, but then you wouldn't learn to appreciate the good boy without the bad boy. But I don't like it happening at the same time. That bothers me. So if she dates a bad boy, they break up because of obvious reasons, and then she goes to the good boy. I like that, but we're talking about, like, she's also dating the bad boy and the good boy at the same time and playing, you know, doing some mind F's. Yeah, I'll stick with that. I don't like that. How do people have time to date two people at once? I think about my boyfriend and I, like, we hang out all the time, and then I have work, and I have a dog and a hedgehog, and how do people have time for multiple relationships? That sounds like a lot of work. But no, I'm not really a huge fan, because it kind of turns me. I think I've just dated a lot, and I've been cheated on before, and the thought of someone dating two people kind of just pisses me off. Anybody else? Cool, next question. Number five. Totally didn't need this book included in the series. This one isn't going to be very fair, but I want to continue on with the series. I've only read 2 books in the series so far. It's a very long series. These books are hefty. But this second book, It didn't deter me so much where I don't want to continue because I absolutely love I'm just going to talk about it. I absolutely love Outlander. I love the characters and I want to continue reading. But book number 2, what? Like, okay. It has some build up, but this book was so long and so boring. But I know it picks up. So I'm excited to continue on because I do love these characters. That first book was so good. And there's some interesting parts to this. Cool. But it could have just, been this long instead of this long. I still love Outlander. I want to continue it. But right now my vote is this book didn't really... Okay. Number 6. Totally didn't need the cliffhanger. I think the only thing that came to mind was Crooked Kingdom, because obviously this is a duology. The only hope that we have, the world keeps continuing and she has reoccurring characters that kind of pop in and out. So we might be able to talk to a few of these characters that it's more she left me wanting more. I want to know more about what happened with Inej, what happened to Kaz, what happened to Nina. Okay, I don't want to give any spoilers because I truly enjoyed this duology, but I just want to learn about those characters and what happened. I think we had a good sum up of a few of the characters, but there's 3 characters like, how are you doing in your morning, girl? Because I want to be there for you. Nope, don't want to do that. Just wanted to know more. It wasn't really like a cliffhanger, but it was like, I think the beginning to a new life for them, but I want to know more. I don't know. So that's the closest I get to a cliffhanger. I'm reading my list down here. That's where my eyes go. Number 7, totally didn't just need one point of view, and I guess the easy answer would be Harry Potter, because I'd like to know more about the other characters. That's all I'll say. Most books I like one person point of view. Things like Crooked Kingdom, Game of Thrones, those don't bother me having multiple point of views. Harry Potter is perfect the way that it is, but it would be nice to have different point of views. Number 8, totally didn't need that much hype. I feel like these last few questions are going to be my gripes with 2 specific books, maybe? So totally didn't need that much hype. 50 Shades of Grey. That book is horrible. I'm so sorry if you liked. Personally, it was horrible for me personally, because there's so much wrong. And like I said earlier, I've just been in, I think, a lot of different relationships, some, controlling relationships, some, I would say emotionally abusive relationships, and that was borderline. It just made me feel really uncomfortable, and there's a bug. I kept yelling at the book. I feel like when I was reading it, I was saying like, F no, girl, no. And that's like a sign that I'm like really frustrated with the book. Now, obviously it's made into movies, like soft porn movies now. I don't know. And listen, Bug, I don't want to hear about a relationship that first starts off as like this weird contract thing with this virgin, and then you guys know my thoughts about this freaking movie, but like it starts off really awkwardly and controlling, and then now they're in a relationship and now they get married. Like, I don't care about any of that. But anyway, another book that didn't need the hype was Girl on a Train. Maybe the movie. The movie was way better than the book, but the book was just like a Gillian Flynn knockoff. Speaking of, number 9 totally didn't need another book reference. Example, if you liked Hunger Games, you would love Divergent, which I don't like those anyway, because most of the time the books don't match each other at all, and it kind of annoys me. Yeah, Girl on a Train, referring to Gone Girl. I know G at Book Roast also said this, but it's also just everything about it irks me. You have Gone Girl, and then you have Bandwagon Books, and they have like the exact same thing, the exact same covers. I like 50 Shades of Grey. After 50 Shades of Grey came out with like the black with the tie and the cufflinks, then you had tons of romance novels with the ties and the cufflinks and the black background with the male item on it. That bothers me. And I know the author doesn't have true control over what their cover looks like, but it annoys the crap out of me. A reference, Girl on the Train, is like Gone Girl, and honestly, I read them back to back. I mean, even if it was a good book, I couldn't get past the fact that it was structured the exact same, it had the exact same tone. It just bothered me. I don't know. I couldn't get past it. But the movie was better. The movie was a lot better, so you should watch the movie. I know, yeah, like I talked about the book covers that look the exact same. Girl on a Train has all of this hype, And then what's the book? The Woman in Cabin 10. That book looks the exact same way as Girl on a Train. You have like the fast moving. Drives me crazy. Stop that. And the last one totally didn't deserve my time, which is really mean. Because I think you have to read a lot of bad books or like poorly written books to appreciate the well-written, well-rounded books that you end up reading. So I don't truly regret, or they're not a waste of my time, because it's good to read decent to bad books from time to time to understand why the greats are the great books. You know what I'm saying? But I would say the most recent ones that irked me, like I said before, if I'm yelling at the book or literally talking out loud in objection while I'm reading it, like listening to the audiobook or reading the book, then I feel like I have a problem with it. So like Girl on a Train, 50 Shades of Grey, and most recently Roseblood. That ending, I can't get past it. It's too much. That was my totally didn't book tag. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I need to catch up on my tags, and I did not plan who to tag. So if you want to do this and you haven't done it yet, please comment down below if you've posted a video so I can go check it out. And I tag you, everyone who wants to do this. But thank you guys for watching this video. I love you. And I will see you in the next one.